Hey, people injured here, 53. Kathari Ruins, blue team. Kain, as an Inquisitor, offensive hero with awesome control abilities, begins in melee combat, but can get specialized ranged weapons alongside. Xanris is a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero, lots of great manipulation and control abilities, begins in melee combat and can mess you up with some powerful damage too. This is the Thousand Suns elite scheme. Rounding off the blue team, SorroWfuL LivED is a Techmarine, starts off ranged combat, puts out some good damage, can also support with structures and repair. And this is that chapter I always forget the name of. It's like Taurus or something, with this cool bull head. It's a pretty cool scheme. Red team, Big Mathis is a force commander, very good offense, fights in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. Black Templars over here, elite scheme with the bucket helm. Alongside oLev as a Lord General, fights range combat, begins with a retinue of stormtroopers help him out. Very strong defense and support capabilities. Looks like he's fighting a sorcerer. And rounding us off is Grimm as a Kommando of infiltrating commander that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style, begins range combat with a twin link shooter, stuck in melee with some scouts right now. And here comes some tactical marines with their power armored elbows to annoy him even more. He's not happy with it, trying to get away. There's his stun bomb, stuns himself. Very orky thing to do. Sluggers now joining the fight, double shooters moving up out of cover. Not sure that's too smart, fellas. I think they were going for the scouts there. Usually a very good target for shooter boys, scouts, because they will die pretty fast. Tactical Marines staying in play a bit too long. It's a double against them. Meanwhile, Central VP looking red. Force Commander ducking behind this shot blocker here. Inquisitor trying to get a cap, couldn't quite manage it. Sentinel is up for both of those Imperial Guard players. As you can see, Grimm with looters on the way. SorroWfuL LivED. Double Tactical Marines. Double CSM for Xanris. Some Xinchu worship. Can you contest mid? Nope, just shoot stuff. Sure. Trying to get into melee, maybe. These CSM to tie up the guardsmen. Looks like the Lord General wants to get into melee. Not sure what he's up to. Bad move for you. With double CSM and Heretics there, he might go down. Heretics getting an aspiring champion just in time. And the Lord General does go down early on. Kommando also getting very close to this Chaos Army. Heretics need to be careful though. Don't want to mess up that decent start by losing your Heretics with an aspiring champion. They do get away. We see here the Tactical Marines using their Kraken Rounds ability. That little yellow buff circle gives them extra damage to heavy infantry, which is what a Sentinel is, hence they are using it. Force Commander getting a good special on the CSM. Persuaded to leave by a shotgun blast. Didn't actually hit him because he was in retreat. Well, it hit him, but it knocked him over. Scouts here with their Sergeant too, so could see some nasty grenades. Looters are going to come mid and set up, I guess, because red team have the bottom of the map, the southwest corner, completely capped up here. Having a look at this power now. Looks like it's been bashed because it's being rebuilt right now. So some good play bottom from Grimm. Xanris now coming to defend. SorroWfuL LivED was dragged into the middle. Takes down the Sentinel though, nicely done. You gotta say it's a misplay. Whenever a Sentinel goes down, there's a little bit of a misplay there. But they can be tricky to control and to get the timing down of it. To get the judgment of that engagement down. 420, 500. I guess you could argue that the loss of every unit is a misplay. When a 3v3 especially, sometimes you just cannot avoid death. Tactical Marines doing a good job in melee. Almost taking out those looter boys. Artillery spotters spotting for a smoke shell there, shutting down the range and vision range of this blue stuff. Sorcerer gets away. Vestments of the warp ever present. Kommando, are you going to live? 4 hit points, 1. Nope, down there goes. Grenade on his twitching almost corpse there. Heretics have now reinforced. Got all their fancy hoods on and they're ready to roll. Blue team with a push against the VP. Looks like it's going to be successful. Maybe onto a power bash too. Do we have any flamers on the way? Not that I can see. Devastator's up for Big Mathis at the top. Also has Storm Shield, Chainsword and Artificer Armor on the Force Commander. That's to combat the suppression of the heavy weapon squad. There you see Him using the defend ability, which drains his energy and lowers his speed, but provides suppression, immunity, and range damage resistance. Is a really great piece of war gear. The speed debuff for everything affected is well worth it usually. Inquisitor getting in with a special. Nice little bit of harassment in the backlines there. Gets away safely, I think. Yeah, could have tried a retreat grenade to kill her, but that would have been hard to hit. And he's got the VP, and he's got some Devastators. He's going to push against the power here. Any sign of a Flamer for a quick bash? No. Catachans on the field for Kain, as we saw. Got some late sluggers out here for Grimm to replace the ones he lost. Burners up. Any other war gear we can see? Nope. It's all clear. Now blue team have the bottom to hold on to. Some Zichi worship. Spotter shells coming in too. Need to try and focus fire on the right targets. There's a lot of Dagger, but if you're spreading it out, it's probably not going to do what it could do. Sorcerer getting in, very nicely done. Getting the looters off the field. Heretics able now to engage. Maybe finishing off some shooter boys, maybe not. Didn't seem to use aiming what's that there. Maybe they did use it, but I thought they'd target the heretics with it. The Sorcerer teleporting in really messed them up. Did he get a special? It seemed like they dispersed there when he teleported in. Doing some work, this guy. Level 2. Is forced to retreat. They couldn't get on the power, the blue team. Did they push a little bit too much there? Looks like they have some stuff in place still to hold. 381, 446, tier 2 for oLev, the first player to go. Might be able to get a quick Chimera and bash some power. Raptors up here for Xanris. First I've seen of them. I think they came out relatively late in tier 1 here. Tier 2 now for SorroWfuL LivED. Whirlwind can do some good stuff on this map since the mid is relatively open for bombardment. Devastators need to turn a little bit to be able to shoot at these Catachans. Set up teams with that limited firing up, but they typically have very powerful weapons. These guys will get one burst off, as you can see. Suppression only increases the cooldown time of your weapons. So once they've fired, they will then take a long time to fire again, typically. Although I think there are still some ranged weapons in the game that do not have a cooldown, so they don't get affected by suppression. Maybe that was fixed or adjusted. Or maybe it's intended. You saw those Devastators affected by defend there, so they were able to start firing again. Well, here's Raptors jumping in. Get a good special. Heretics can join them and mess some things up here. Defend doesn't help you against melee attacks. And since it slows you down, it's actually a bad idea to use when you're caught in melee. Nice attack there by Xanris. Got in there swiftly. Got the Space Marines off the field. He probably didn't need to retreat off that quickly. His Marines were relatively healthy. But when you get jumped on like that, and Heretics coming in, it's so risky just to stay in play. Was probably the right call to get out of there when he did. Doombolts coming in. Bad news for Guardsmen, wow. Heretics going to clean some up too. Spotter shell, nicely timed by oLev. Knocks back the Heretics. These guys might not get away though. These were the spotters. Heretics might be able to turn around. Sorcerer on them. And wiped him? Yes, they wiped him. Manticore on the field. Not sure if he got spotted there by Xanris. Tier 2 all round now. Some players still trying to get there. But they've all started it at least. Grimm will be the last to get there, looks like. These Heretics and Raptors are really a menace in this game so far. It's a relatively small map, so they're making good ground up. Getting from side to side, from fight to fight. That Kommando looks very funny walking that fast, running that fast even. Is that fire on my target? It is, from the Lord General Sniper Rifle. Doombolts flying in. Couldn't quite get a full volley off. He needs a full 100 energy, I think, to get the full volley of Doombolts. It's like twice as more. It's a hell of a lot more. Scouts here with shotguns and Sergeant for Mathis. Chimera on the way now for oLev. Tier 3 for SorroWfuL LivED. Who needs tier 2 stuff? Although he did get a plasma cannon up. Don't need to spend power to get a plasma cannon, so he's not spending any power on units in tier 2. On new units anyway. He might upgrade his old ones. Techmarine, no war gear. Level 3 though. He's really been picking stuff off with his default bolt gun. Does around 30 DPS, I think. Piercing, of course. What's this? Big Mathis with a drop pod. And some more Marines. Sure, why not? Getting their sergeant up suggests they are going straight for Stone Guard veteran status. Raptors still getting in and doing some real work. Sorcerer might get shot up here, and does get shot up and shot down. Looters could get into the Chimera. Nope. Raptors now with that aspiring champion are really painful. Manticore strike on double CSM. One very good shot there. The others couldn't quite hit. Flush, they were already in retreat too. Look at these Raptors go. Now finding some isolated guardsmen. Heretics joining the fight now. Imagine what they'd be doing if they had coruscating flame on them. Don't think he's got the sword of flame up though, the Chaos Sorcerer. Heretics dealt with, isolated themselves there. 348, 359, pretty even on VPs. It's usually quite a quick map, Kathari Ruins, with the VPs being all contested and a relatively small size. You see a lot of triples and VPs changing hands quite often. That's a nasty barrage of frag missiles there from the missile launcher of the Sentinel. Kommando will cap. Level 2, no war gear. Pathogens for Kain. Have their sergeant, I think, yeah, there he is. With a melter gun. Ouch! Ate a grenade though. From the scouts. Weren't able to quite finish them off. Maybe meleeing them there would have been a little bit better. I'm not sure if they would have done it though. Don't think so. Sorcerer still down. Could get revived though. Auto cannon firing away for these heavy weapon guys. Double Chimera for oLev. That's a strange one. I'm not sure if that was intended. Especially since that second Chimera isn't even moving right now. First one is over here. It's a support vehicle for Imperial Guard. Transport and reinforce nearby allied infantry. Techmarine trying to get the revive. Should level him to 4. Yes. Nicely done. Sorcerer might not know that he's up though. There he goes. He's retreating off. Manticore strike. Hitting those CSM again. They both have Eternal War. No further upgrades though. Some Zinchi worship. These heretics are pretty low. Need to be careful. No team really able to stabilize in the mid, but red team pushing the power quite hard here. Fighting a tank. Devastators are getting a las cannon up. Here it is. Needs to charge up to fire. He's shooting at the... What was he shooting at? The generators? Didn't seem to hit the tank there, that's for sure. We've got some plasma gun tactical marines to shoot at the enemy marines, both Chaos and Loyalist. They won't like plasma guns, especially that many of them. These fellas do have their sergeant, but no sign of the Stone Guard upgrade yet. Tier 3 for Big Mathis. He's got that sacred standard going now, buffing the damage of all those marines alongside him. Grimm looking a little bit depleted here. Got some upgraded sluggers, got some looters, he's got some shooter boy. These scouts taken a while to get their shotgun blast going. Maybe they were low on energy or something. And ate some friendly fire from a plasma cannon afterwards. Nicely dodged the plasma cannon shot there by Grimm. Need to keep moving though, but gonna get in there, I think. Yep. Can he get a model? Smack. That power melee slugger knob is painful. We have Marco Zinch Chaos Dreadnought up for Xanris. Red team have the mid, but are almost in full retreat there. Predator tank needs some repairs. Techmarine is doing so. Blue team take the top. The Inferno pistol in play from the Inquisitor. Awesome judgment ability, which seems to be on something right now. That's why she's got that. She had that yellow marker on her. That means she's judged something. Well, started the judgment process. Need to wait like 20 seconds before you can actually judge them and do a bunch of damage. In which time they've usually retreated off. It's a very scary deterrent, the judgment process. oLev with stormtroopers on the way. Might see some anti-armor fellas to go after the dreadnought and after that predator tank. Red team seem to be wanting to push the top quite a lot. And he keeps getting caught 2v1 here, Kain. Down goes the Sentinel. Here comes Xanris to try and support. Frenzied Barrage suppressing a whole bunch of stuff here from the Dreadnought. Do we have any anti-vehicle? We do have that las cannon. No missile launchers. Although Sternguard veterans are in play. And they are switching to their Vengeance rounds, which is their anti-armor loadout. Not shooting at a vehicle that I can see. Sorcerer getting stuck in there. Going after the Dreadnought now. Not sure what these Marines are up to. Getting a bit too close. Dreadnought's in trouble. Anti-armor Stormtroopers throwing their crack grenade or melter bomb, whatever it is. Down goes the Dreadnought. I believe it was the las cannon getting a last hit. Hell Fury Strike dropped by the Inquisitor. And blue team somehow retained the mid. Although maybe not for long. Kommando is getting a decat. Better combat kit, rocket launcher. 2 Chimeras. You have the mobile base upgrade in play. Given the teleporter relay beacon, all these red team players can now retreat back to that. Kain and Xanris looking relatively depleted now. Kain goes tier 3. SorroWfuL with double tanks on the field. He's not depleted at all. Oh boy. Rocket launcher power there. It lives. Somehow it lives. Those heretics trying to get repairs going. Trying to chase that tank down to repair it. We have a beamy looter death gun in the mid. 256, 245. Very close on VPs. Blue team with a double. Using that Manticore strike quite well is oLev. Keeping Kain off the VP. Now power bashing with these guardsmen and stormtroopers. These melter guns pretty good at shooting down power generators, it turns out. Have they given up? Oh, they've seen the Sorcerer, I think. Oh, there's Curse of Tzeentch. From the Icon of Tzeentch, they'll explode models when they die, doing all sorts of bad stuff to the other models around them. We are going to continue this power bash then. Is that Slaughter? No, I think I'm just seeing Kraken rounds. Level 4 Sorcerer getting shot up here. Yeah, he might not be able to do too much more of that good work he's been doing in the back lines now, because if he gets focused in late tier 3, there's going to be enough stuff around to really hurt him fast. Single cap game. Blue team trying to get this southwest, it looks like. Double tanks here, but that rocket launcher Kommando is a massive threat. Would actually be a good idea for SorroWfuL to get some. Oh, he doesn't have the population. I was going to say to get some Assault Marines up to jump on stuff like that. But he only has 10 pop left, and the Assault Marines are certainly more than that. Scouts trying to cap here. Maybe get a melee Techmarine going to tie things up. Might be worth it. Might be worth it. Tactical Marines can do so relatively well. So Tzeentchian Shrine going to get shot down though by a las cannon. 255, 174 on VPs. It's going to be a 2-1 for red. It looks like they're getting the northeast back. Force Commander getting deep in enemy territory, trying to finish off these heretics. Level 3 heretics have done well. Start off really strong. Not sure the fate of those raptors. Went down a while ago now. Lots of las guns shooting at the Marines, or maybe it was intended for oLev to get double Chimera. He's using one as the beacon, and he's got one driving around doing stuff. Doing some good work with them. Terminators on the field for Big Mathis now, going for the default ranged variety with power fists and combi bolters. 252, 171. Oh, storm bolters, I guess, not combi bolters. Dark Flames, duck into the Chimera, lads, quick, quick, quick. Looks like they did okay. Looks like they did okay. Now have some Chaos Terminators for Xanris. Oh, Purgatus going off. Nicely done. Bad news for Terminators. The Inquisitor can do some really bad things to Terminators. They can't retreat from those stuns or anything else she does. Like excruciators and stuff. Blue team retaking mid. They have recovered well here, Kain and Xanris. We've got double cassock in for Kain. One of them with grenade launchers. The other squad with nothing yet. They can get plasma guns too. They can no longer get melter guns, I believe. Used to be able to get them. 252, 129. That tank, I think, hitting a terrain piece. Chimera needs some repairs. There we go. Manticore still in play. Level 2 doesn't have the Storm Eagle upgrade, which gives it slightly more powerful rockets, but does, I believe, increase the cooldown of being able to shoot them. Triple cat for blue. Red team need to get on them. Xanris asking for a revive. Where are you? There you are. Techmarine's on it. Decap of the northeast is still a double though. Now it's the Force Commander trying to cap. Those guys now pushing through. Can they get on the mid though? Double tanks here still haven't been dealt with, and just as I say that, one of them is dealt with. Ork anti-vehicle can be so powerful and bursty in its damage. Got double commandos and the commander knob, all with rocket launchers. The knobs of the commandos have rocket launchers. Manticore strike as well. This is a good push by the red team. Really good push. 2-1 cap by blue though still. And they're not able to get through. The sheer piercing damage of the Terminator is really scaring off those commandos, I think. 252, 46. Seems like all of the Ork knobs should be heavy infantry. I don't know if they are though. I don't think they are. Catatrins are capping. Trying to get that triple back. But they're going to be persuaded to leave. Are you going to force melee combat on these guys? Yep. Power armored elbows getting in there. And they're going to retake that. Looks like red team are contesting at least the southwest. Triple commandos from Grimm. And why not? Such a great little unit. Can cap quickly, can disrupt. Anti-vehicle, can do some area denial with their burner bomb too. Hell Fury. Bad news for these guardsmen. They are fully upgraded with double squad leaders. They'll reinforce 3 at a time. Baneblade on the field for oLev. Need to support this thing. What the blue team have in terms of anti-vehicle. Havocs could get a las cannon, of course. Power fists are always a threat. There is a tank as well. They need to respond, I think, specifically to that Baneblade. Terminator Force Commander now for Big Mathis. That Stormbolter and Power Fist of his own can also teleport around and retreat. The other Terminators make fun of him. Are you going to get onto the Baneblade? Do you dare? Terminator is inspiring on kill, but there's nothing really close by for them to inspire. Baneblade is taking some damage. Needs to be a little bit more careful with it. I think this is a melter gun. Techmarine as well doing a lot of damage. He's very aggressively going after that tank, but that Baneblade is getting low. Where's the repairs? Where's the repair crew? He's going to get chased down here. Repairs are in. Is it enough? Looks like it might be. Looks like it might be. Needs to move it back. He is moving it back. 226 to 13. Tank is being chased. Stormtrooper's going to eat a plasma gun shot. So, plasma cannon, I should say, not a plasma gun. Down goes the tank. They got it done. They got it done. Baneblade survived. 216 to 13. Red team holding on here. Double Marco Zinch CSM here. Nope, one of them's Marco Zinch, the other with no mark. Does have the aspiring champion though, so they do have Slaughter. Slaughter can be awesome. Players don't always expect that big increase of damage to come in. And of course they can switch to melee weapons to do some stuff there when Slaughter's active. Might be able to get this back here, blue team. Gonna be a 2-1 if they do, because Lord General's capping the southwest. Has some Orky allies. Alright, boss. Looks like they're going to come and grab this wreck point. Baneblade still in play, getting some serious repairs. And it needs them. Lost like 9/10 of its health chasing that tank down. Using it quite aggressively here is oLev. 17813. What's that knockback? Oh, was that from the Kasrkin? Grenade launchers, I think it was. Uh-oh. Orbital bombardment and a Manticore strike. Also, they caught some of the stuff, but a lot of it got away as well. Ouch. Wiped out something. Wiped out the Kasrkin. And these other Kasrkin barely got away with a single model there. 13913. Red team not giving up here. Level 4 tactical marines now eating some Daka, need to retreat. No sign of a land raider from either of the Space Marine players. Don't think we're going to have time for one now. 12113. The Baneblade is kicking some ass now. Now that it's keeping those guards nearby. Force Commander Terminator switching to the assault cannon and just smacking those scouts on the head, on the top of the head with his power fist. Oh, it looks like they conceded with a double cap there. Blue team could not. They didn't think they could get in there with the tank, with the Baneblade, I should say, with the Terminators from Big Mathis, with all of these commandos. They did not feel like they could get back into this game. There was a Lehman Russ from Kain. SorroWfuL LivED was pretty depleted though. And they conceded. Didn't have a huge amount of time left. But would have been nice to see them play it out. Let's look at these heroes, end of the game. Level 2 Inquisitor. How is it only level 2? With the amount of stuff that died. Level 4 Sorcerer is down. Level 7 Techmarine did have Orbs of the Omnissiah. One more push might have been great. Orbs on the Baneblade. Melter gun getting in there. The tank would have been there. We did have the Terminator Force Commando. We had a level 4 Lord General with Sniper Rifle and a level 6 Commando with the rocket launcher doing some serious rocketing and exploding. Well done. There you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.